Hey guys, what's up? I hope you are doing well. So we are starting another series that is thermodynamics MCQs with solution. We'll do 20 questions each and every day. You will get in this channel only in English. So these videos are useful for PSU's examination like SPCL, SSC, also and other PSU examination like NNC, VISAC, whatever examination you will get in future. It is useful for this. So before going to the video, let me tell you we have launched our test series for HPCL. 5 full length test series there. You must get it. It's only 114 rupees. Link you will find out in the description. Also you can buy test series for SSCJ and other examination, whatever examination it will happen. And for buying you can visit toptestseries.com. That is our website, right? And you must get the test series. Now let's go to the video. Thank you very much. Hey guys, welcome to the new lesson, that is lesson number 5th. And in this lesson we're going to discuss about 20 questions, right, from 81 to 100, as we are discussing from last lesson too. So let's start, right? Yeah. So work extracted from the system is less than that the heat provided to the system. Which of the following is true for the energy of the system? So in this question we can use the equation of first law, that is said dq is equal to du plus dw, right? It is saying we are putting work, right? We are putting working extracting, we are getting work less than how much heat is putting in a system. So let's say we are putting heat that is 100 joule and we are getting work 80 joule. So how much energy will be remaining here in the system? That is, according to this law, that is 20 joule. But that means what is happening in the system? Because of this whole process, internal energy is increasing, right? Because the 20 joule is increasing because of this 100 joule we are putting in a system. So that is why the option A is the correct answer for this question. Now question number 82. Which is the following equation is or are, this must be is not are, correct for a complete closed cyclic process, right? So we know that for the complete closed cyclic process, according to first law of thermodynamics, this is the equation we got, that is dq is equal to cyclic change q is equal to cyclic change w, right? So answer for this question will be what? C. Option C is the correct answer. Question number 82. The first Carnot engine work under temperature T1 and T2. The second Carnot engine work under temperature T2 and T3. Which is the same workout for the say above mentioned Carnot engines? We have to find out T2 and all those things, right? Now, here my dear, it is very, very important to know. It is talking about same workout. When we have two engines, both the engines are connected in series, like I am showing here. Let's say this is engine 1 and this is engine 2. Both the engines are connected in series as I am showing right now, right? In this case, what will happen? The intermediate temperature, this is T1, this is T2 and this is T3. This temperature, intermediate temperature, is equal to T1 plus T3 by 2, right? But if you look at all the options, none of these are directly same with the result we got. But one of the equation, it can be, if we simplify this one. So if you can write this equation, that is T1 plus T3 is equal to 2T2. So this can be written as T2 is equal to T1 plus T3 by 2. Therefore, option B is the correct answer for this question. Now, this is very, very important. I have seen question very often asked in the examination, right? Especially in this type of examination like SSC, JEE, PSUs, right? Even in UPSC, not in GATE. So on a UV diagram, triple point is, first of all, we got this concept from PVT diagram, right? In PVT diagrams, we generally study about PVT solid surface. We study solid surface. Generally, we study about this solid surface and PT diagram also, as well as PV diagram also, right? So my dear, When we're talking about UV diagram, we must know what is happening in case of PD diagram and what is happening in case of PV diagram. In case of PD diagram, the triple point is point. In case of PV diagram, the triple point is line. And in case of UV diagram, the triple point is triangle. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Just write down these facts because it will help you a lot in upcoming examination, right? A point at which high temperature of liquid and vapor phase can coexist is called. So, let's draw PT diagram. This is the line for sublimation. This one is for, like this will like this. So this one is for, my dear, melting or fusion, and this one is for vaporization, right? So my dear, it is talking about at which point we have liquid and vapor. This is solid, this is liquid, and this is vapor. So here is the point we got, and at this point we got liquid and vapor. The name of this point is what? Critical point. And the name of this point is what, my dear? Triple point. Here you will see vapor, solid, and liquid, all the phases are coexisting. That's why that is known as what? Triple point. And in this point, one more point I would like to share with you. Degree of freedom is equal to what? 0. Question number 86. Which of the properties given below is the system of an intensive property? Well, properties are really important. We have seen question very often from this topic, so you must understand, you must know this topic very clearly, right? So volume is an extensive property. Why? Suppose let's take a box, right, and divide this box by two parts, part 1 and part 2. This is the main box. What is happening for this case? Volume is what? Divided. That means if it is divided, that means volume is changing. That means it is dependent on mass. Means volume is an extensive property, because any property obviously is depend on mass is known as extensive property. If anything which is not dependent on mass is known as intensive property. All right. Now temperature, it is not dependent on mass, it is an intensive property. Just remember this, intensive and ion independent, both are same, right? Kinetic energy, it is dependent on mass, because kinetic energy equal to what? Half mv square. It is dependent on mass. Potential energy mgh, it is dependent on mass. So therefore these all three are volume, kinetic energy, potential energy are extensive property, but temperature is an intensive property. Why? Because it is not dependent on mass. Question number 87. Gases are having, okay, so this question already asked, similar type of question, right? Whenever we're talking about gases, in case of gas, let's take an example of air. Air having what? Cp as well as Cv, right? Cp is what? 1.005 and Cv is what, my dear? 0.718, right? So I hope so you get me. Now my dear, in case of gases we are having two specific heads. That means option A is the correct answer. Now one more thing you must know, water having only what? One specific heat, that is what? Only Cp. Therefore Cp of water is equal to 4.186. all right. So in this way you can you can solve it. Now maybe you will face a problem in case of find out the the unit of Cp or Cv, right? So I am sharing with you the amazing thing right now. That is what we know, the Q is equal to what? mCp dt. all right. Now just do Cp is equal to what? Q by m dt. So what is Q? Joule. Let's say this is kilojoule. Kilojoule per kg Kelvin is the unit of what? Specific heat, whether it is Cp or Cv. So whenever you are stuck in any kind of basic thing, my dear, always go back, right? Always go back and try to solve that. But it is not that much difficult, you can remember this. Now another amazing question I got, and very often I have seen question in PSUs this type of problem. So what happened, what we have given in this question, let's see. Change in entropy during constant pressure process is given by the relation mCp log E. This is natural log T1 by T2. Whenever we are seeing log E, that is what? Natural log. If it is having 10 base 10, that is not natural log, it is simple log, right? So we have two logs, natural log and like simple log, right? So we have to know the formula first in order to find the answer of this question. So we know that what Ts is equal to Cp natural log T2 by T1 minus R natural log P2 by P1. Now look at the formula, right? And the question also, it is saying constant pressure. That means the whole term will become what? 0. Why? Because P1 is equal to P2. If P1 is equal to P2, then that term will become natural log 1, and we know that the value of natural log 1 is equal to what? 0. If it is 0, we doesn't matter what, I mean with what you will multiple that 0 term, it will become 0. That's why this term is becoming 0. So answer is here, my dear, ultimately Cp natural log T2 by T1, right? Now MCP, obviously you can take M both sides, so MCP natural log T2 by T1. So as you can see, option B is the correct answer for this question, MCP natural log T2 by T1, right? Now let me share with you a trick to remember this formula, right? Here we got P means Papun, right? Here we got T means what? Tiwari, Papun Tiwari. We got minus sign here, so we'll use versus R Ram, right? And P Pradhan. Alright, I hope you are getting me now, right? So Papun Tiwari versus Ram Pradhan. If you remember this phase, you can easily remember this formula. This is very important, right? So always remember, now always use strict remember formula. Now question number 89. Which is the realistic equation of a real gas? Which of the following is the specific equation of a real gas? Now see, there are two types of equation we study. One is for ideal gas, that is PV is equal to nRT mRT, right? Depend on, I mean, which situation you are going through that. Now in case of real gas, we follow what? Van der Waals equation, and among all the equation we have given, Van der Waals equation is given below here, right? Therefore option B is the correct answer for this question, right? All right, so let's move on to the question number 90. When a system undergoes a process such that dq by t is equal to 0, ds is greater than 0, the process is adiabatic, irreversible, adiabatic, reversible, isothermal, isobaric. Now we know that ds is greater than equal to 0. This is the relation, right? Whenever ds is equal to 0, this is reversible, but it is saying what? Greater than 0, that is what? Irreversible. So if you will see all the option, there is only one option you will see, it is saying irreversible. So obviously this will become what? A is the correct answer. Now solve another one. Integration dq by t is equal to 0, right? Now in case of adiabatic, what will happen? Dq is equal to 0, because there is no change, heat is constant, right? Therefore option is confirm is the correct answer for this question. Now let's move to the question number 91. Which term clearly defines the degree of subcooling? Now for understanding this question, you need to understand the TS diagram, right? This is the saturation curve. Here subcooling region is there. In case of subcooling region, there is only liquid, right? So just find out in which option we have given only liquid. There is only one option, as I can see, that is option A, where you will see only liquid, because it is talking about subcooling region. Rest other things you don't need to see. Always look at, now always try to use some trick to solve question, right? Question number 92. Property of a working substance which changes as the heat is applied to the working fluid in a reversible manner is known as. So it is talking about a system, right? In a system, the entropy can be positive or negative, right? Okay, therefore whenever we are doing some kind of operation, some kind of process inside a system, definitely one thing will change, then be increase or decrease, right? That is what? Entropy, right? And it is talking about system. If it is talking about universe, then definitely it will increase, because entropy universe always increases, right? Question number 93. Which of the following statements hold true for the first law of thermodynamics? Always remember, my dear, whenever you are getting this type of problem, always see true, false, correct, incorrect, not true, right? Always focus on this kind of word. right? Now, option A, the entropy of a system remains constant. No, my dear, it is not the true. Second, total energy of the system remains constant. Yes, it can be, because it is the correct answer, because first law of thermodynamics said to us energy is conserved. It is saying energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. That means what? Energy is constant, means conserved. So option B is the correct answer for this question. Now let's move to option C. It is saying total internal energy of the system remains constant. But as we have solved the question, right, just few questions, I mean, we have solved right now only, that entropy is, I mean, internal energy increasing, right? That means option C cannot be the correct answer. D, work done by the system is equal to heat transfer by the system. My dear, it is possible, but only for cyclic change, because if you write like this, dq is equal to what? Dq is equal to what? W. But only for cyclic, not for all the process, not for all the cases, right? Question number 94. Two heat engines operating between temperature 2000 Kelvin and T Kelvin and 500 Kelvin respectively. What is the intermediate temperature if the efficiency of both the cycles is same, right? All right. So my dear, again two engines are placed in series, but here the term is different. It is saying efficiency is same. Whenever we are seeing efficiency same, in that case T2 is equal to what? T1 multiple T3 power would be 1 by 2. So just write the value of T1 and T3, 2000 multiple 500 power 1 by 2. If we'll simplify this, we are going to the value of T2 is what? 1000 K. Therefore, option B is the correct answer for this question. Question number 95. A Carnot heat pump is working with an efficiency of 50% if the cycle is converted into heat pump. After reversing, then what is the coefficient of performance of the heat pump? So we have given efficiencies were 50%, that means heat engine it is talking about, and we have to find out COP of heat pump. So for this case we know the relationship, that is what? COP of heat pump is equal to 1 by efficiency of what? Heat engine. Now it is saying 50%. 50% means what, my dear? 0.50. Just pull out this 100, this and 2. Therefore COP of heat pump, what we are getting, my dear? 2. So option C is the correct answer for this question. Question number 96. An inventor says he has invented an engine which will reject 20% of heat absorbed from the source. The engine operates between 2000 Kelvin and 500 Kelvin. What kind of engine it is, right? So my dear, whenever we are giving this type of problem, right, we have seen this type of problem asked in ESC also, and sometimes I think so in GATE also, right? So my dear, we have to find out first efficiency by using temperature, because we have two options to find out efficiency of an engine, that is what? Through temperature as well as heat. We also know that if we are finding out efficiency of an engine through heat, we are getting actual efficiency. Through temperature, we are getting maximum efficiency, and from that concept we can say what type of engine is this. All right, so let's find out efficiency in terms of temperature, that is what? T1 minus T2 by T1. So what is the value of T1, my dear? 2000 minus 500 by 2000. So what is the value we are getting? I guess let me just solve it. You can also solve by using your calci, right? It's 0.75. Just remember it. It's 0.75. So we are getting value of COP by using, by using temperature. In terms of temperature, 0.75. Now we have to find out in terms of heat, and for this we have to draw the diagram of heat engine, right? We have to draw the diagram of heat engine. All right. So this is the diagram of what? Heat engine, my dear. All right, this is work output, right? Now guys, very important for us to understand that it is saying heat rejection is 20%. So if we are putting heat supplied Q, then heat rejection would be 0.2 Q. Now what would be work done then? We know that energy is conserved, so if you're putting 1 inside, rejecting is 0.2, definitely work output is what? 0.8 Q, because addition of output and rejection should be supplied. This is the concept of first law, right? Now from this diagram we got output as well as input. So we know that efficiency is equal to what? Output by input. Therefore 0.8 Q by Q. Q get cancelled. It is 0.8. 0.8 means we have to multiply with 100 to convert into percentage. What are we getting? 80%. Now there are two figures we got. In terms of heat we got 80%, in terms we got 75% in terms of temperature. But we know that in terms of temperature we got maximum efficiency. Therefore we can say that this type of engine is not possible, right? So inventor whatever says, it is not possible, right? Question number 97. What question we have as, at what cutoff, it should be cutoff ratio, right, does the efficiency of dual cycle approaches that of O2 cycle, right? My dear, if you don't know answer of this type of question, then I will recommend you, don't try to use fluke method if there is negative marking, right? If you know, you can do that. So first of all, let me just write down the formula, right? That's why you can easily do that. Okay, now we know that efficiency for dual cycle is what? 1 minus 1 by R gamma minus 1. What is R, my dear? Compression ratio, right? And here we have to write the equation, that is what? Pressure ratio PR, and then cutoff ratio gamma minus 1, right? And here we can write, my dear, PR minus 1 plus it is PR and gamma RC minus 1. All right. So my dear, just look at the formula, right? Look at the formula. What it is saying, what my dear, cut off does the efficiency of dual cycle approaches that of O2 cycle, right? Now my dear, you have to solve it by your own. Just try to solve this and let me know what is the answer you are getting. Just try to solve it by your own and let me know what is the answer you're getting, because I want you to solve this problem, right? Just let me know in the chat box, right? In the comment box also. Question number, my dear, what we're getting? Question number, what is what? Question number 98. In a cyclic process, the work done by the system is 20 kilojoule, right? And minus 30 kilojoule, minus 5 kilojoule, and 10 kilojoule. What is the net heat for the cyclic process? Minus 5, 5 and 10. So in this case, what we have to do, we have to add all the values, because it is talking about cyclic process. So if we add all the values, what is the value we're getting? Minus 5. Therefore option A is the correct answer for this question. Question number 99. Heat rejection takes place in Carnot cycle. So where is heat rejection taking place in Carnot cycle? For this we have to draw diagram, that is what? PV diagram, right? This one is what? Isothermal and expansion process going on. This is adiabatic, this is compression process, and in this case, my dear, what is happening? Heat rejection taking place. And again, adiabatic, it is a reversible adiabatic, right? So that means it should be isothermal compression. So option C is the correct answer for this question. Now let's move to the question number 100. What is the resultant of sum of product of pressure and volume with internal energy U known as? So just write down in the form of mathematical equation, PV plus U is equal to what? H. So what is the meaning of H? Enthalpy. So guys, I hope we have learned something from this video. So it's time to practice questions from our test series, that is HPCL test series. If you are writing this examination, it's only 149 rupees. You'll find the link in the description. You will get all the features, what are features you will see in the examination, like all India ranking, negative marking, and the timing, everything. You can also buy other test series like SSC JE1 by visiting toptestseries.com. For buying HPCL test series, you can find the link in the description. For your ease, I have put the link there. Thank you very much. See you soon in my next video.